Yo YouTube, Kirishita here. Sorry for not updating in a long while. Life's been busy, working 7 days a week and going on holiday and family coming over here. It's been a very long couple of last months. In this video I don't want to talk too much about anime series today, I want to talk about anime films. So over this past year in 2016 there's been a number of films already released. And so this video is a bit late, but better late than never. The first anime film I want to talk about is, in its English name, is called Your Name, or its Japanese name, Kimi no Nawa, which has already premiered back in July when Anime Expo in LA was going on. But it actually hasn't been released into Japan yet, and it will actually be released in the next 2 days, on the 26th of August. It is directed by Shinkai Makoto, one of my favourite directors, who gave us 5 centimeters per second, Koto no Ha no Niwa, or The Garden of Words. Also, The Place Promised in Our Early Days, I'm not too sure about if it's a Japanese name. And also the commercial Crossroads, which was produced to advertise a tutoring company called Zkai. If you read the comments down below on the videos, it just says they should really make an anime out of this, and like, why isn't there an anime series? I actually found this out from a screenshot of it on Facebook, and then I typed in like, what's this anime, like all anime people do when they see like a screenshot, and everyone's reply was just like, oh, it's actually a commercial, and I was like, what? So I decided to watch it. There's also something similar for a Vietnamese airport. I'll put that in the 2 links down below if you want to watch them. Yeah, unfortunately, unlike Free, which also had a commercial, it's, as I said, not yet turned into an anime, which Free did. I've got one now. 2 seasons, a movie, so yeah. So what happened was that Free actually had a 30-second commercial shot for KyoAni, and it just dominated Tumblr after a couple of days, and there was like, was it Kickstarter or something? There was like a signature thing to make KyoAni, make an anime out of it. And it did. So, Your Name is about two students in Japan. Miyamizu Mitsuha, a high school student who lives in a rural town with her sister, grandmother and father, who is a politician but she rarely sees. And the other student is Kachibana Taki, who is also another high school student, but instead of living in a rural area, he lives in Tokyo. On a particular night, both of them have a dream. Mitsuha dreams about being a young boy in Tokyo, and Taki dreams about being a young girl in the rural countryside. And as Mal put it, what is the secret and the meaning behind those dreams? The other film I wish to mention is A Silent Voice, or its Japanese name is Koe no Katachi. So A Silent Voice was produced by KyoAni, the people who gave us slice of life moe shows like Keion and Hyoka. In an elementary school there is a young deaf girl called Shoko Nishimiya, and is bullied by a guy in her class called Shoya Ishida. Nishimiya ends up transferring to another school because of this bullying, and all of Ishida's friends and teachers end up turning on him because he was a bully, and thus making him isolated and lonely. Not in need, just isolated and lonely. To the point where it is now in high school and he feels like there's no point in having having any friends, and actually contemplates on committing suicide. But then he comes across Nishimiya again in high school and realizes that both of them are actually traumatized and suffering from the bullying that he did to her in elementary school, and wishes to do some good and redeem himself from his past. And this film is just about the path that he takes to fix his wrongs. Now, I live in London. Actually, there is some hope for people who live in London to actually go out and see these films. For those living in and around London, you may actually have a chance to watch these films before it comes out on Blu-ray. So what I mean is you can watch it in the cinema and Anime Expo in LA. So every year there's this community called the British Film Institute, and they run the London Film Festival, which is in October. The dates slightly change from year to year, but this year I think it's from October the 5th to October the 16th. And what happens is that film corporations and people who make films submit their films to be shown at the festival. And sometimes anime films get submitted. So last year in October, nearer to the end of the festival, I think it was like on the 11th or 12th, can't remember, I actually managed to watch Bakemono no Ko, or The Boy and the Beast, in the Hackney Picture House. It was a wonderful experience for me because I've never actually gone to the cinema to watch anime which has been subtitled, and it was strange walking into the cinema and then sitting down next to a person who also likes anime, shares the same name as me actually, and he actually goes to university like me, and he studies film studies, I think, or something along those lines. There was 2 showings of it. There was also one in central London, but unfortunately it clashed with one of my lectures, so I wasn't able to attend that one. I had to go to Hackney, which is like north of London. Though at the time of this video, the BFI hasn't actually released the schedule for this year's film festival, so I don't know if any anime will be shown this year. They have released the first thing that they're going to show and the last thing that they're going to show, but they're not anime. So these are 2 films that are going to be released very soon and in a couple of months. I hope to see them sometime soon and maybe in the summer. I'd also like to give mention to a number of films, things that they're not anime, they're CGI, and they are Kingsglaive Final Fantasy 15, which is a film that I really want to see because I'm also into the game and I really want to play the game, and Gantz O, and also Disney's Moana, which is coming out in November. Well, that's the American date. I don't know when it's going to be released out in the UK. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you want more anime content, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. See ya!